Alright guys, in this video we're going to talk about keyword research, and in this video we're going to use that free plugin called Keywords Everywhere again. So if you don't have that one yet, I recommend downloading it. I'm also going to be working a little bit inside of the AdWords keyword planner, so you can go sign up at adwords.google.com and you don't have to run any ads or anything for what we're going to be doing, but it can help to get kind of some seed ideas to basically find some idea keywords. And you don't have to go this route, it's kind of optional, but I did want to show it to you as well. The other thing I recommend you do is get an Excel document ready and have 3 columns on it. First column is going to be the actual keyword. Second column is going to be the search volume, and the third column is going to be CPC. And the biggest emphasis is going to be on search volume, but if there's not a lot of search volume, then we're going to default to the cost per click to help us make a decision. The higher the cost per click, the better. That means the more people are paying for these advertisements right here, and the higher the monthly search volume, the better, because that means the more people are searching every month for the keyword. So just kind of start immediately with your root keyword, just kind of like whatever they are. So in this case, dentist, Milwaukee. And what Keywords Everywhere is going to do is it's going to give you the volume and CPC right underneath the search box automatically, which is why I really like that tool. So I'm going to start with that keyword. I'm going to write that down. So we've got dentist, Milwaukee, 1900 search volume, 955 cost per click. And the competition doesn't really matter so much because this is a competition for AdWords, meaning if you're bidding against people, it's not the SEO competition. We already figured out how to judge the SEO competition in the first video when we talked about analyzing our competition. So that's what you want to pay attention to if you're considering that. Okay, so next thing that we can do is we can find one of our top competitors, go to their website, grab their URL, go into the keyword planner inside of AdWords if you want to do this phase, you don't have to, and hit search for new keywords using phrase, website, or category, and just punch your competitor in there and hit get ideas. And what AdWords will do is they'll pull the hard work for you. So under keyword ideas, they've given me a whole bunch of suggestions to look into further. And I'm going to take this data and basically start putting Milwaukee behind it inside of Google so that I can get some accurate data. So we've got dental implants. So let's try that. Dental implants, Milwaukee. And under that, we've got 210. That's great. So dental implants, Milwaukee, 210 and 1092 for the cost per click. Perfect. We've got family dentistry. Okay, no search volume under that one. Now here's another thing. If you're doing a bunch of these phrases and you're not seeing any search volume under any of them, there's a good possibility that Google just doesn't have enough data because the city you picked is too small. Now that doesn't mean that you should stay away from that city, because I've had cities where Google has told me like 0 monthly search volume or very minimal, and we get like tons of calls. Like one in particular that comes to mind where we had 0 search volume, we got 80 calls per month for that client. So what I recommend you do is, if that happens, do your keyword research based on another city that's bigger. So for example, if I was targeting Brookfield, if you look on the map here, maybe it's a smaller city and I get no search volume. Instead, I would pretend like I'm doing my search volume for Milwaukee, and I would use Milwaukee's data to help me determine the best keywords. But when I actually wrote it down in the spreadsheet, even though the data might have been dentist Milwaukee or dental implants Milwaukee, I would actually just switch it for Brookfield because that was the city I was targeting. And I would just base my data off of Milwaukee's data because chances are they're so close, it's going to be pretty similar data. Okay, so that's just my suggestion there, but in a lot of cases you'll have the data and a lot you won't. So you just kind of have to make a judgment call. So cosmetic dentistry, tooth extraction, let's try that. Oh, I put cosmetic. All right, cosmetic dentistry, 110 and 792, not bad. Now for local search, most of your keywords are going to be under 1,000 or under even like 250 searches per month. And that's fine, because what you're doing is you're getting the sum of all of these searches together. You know, if you get 5 or 6 of these keywords ranking, well, you've got pretty significant search volume. And even if you just rank one of these keywords and you capture a percentage of those leads, that's still a lot for a local business owner. Even if they land a few clients a month off of one keyword ranked, that's a big deal for a dentist. Like, for example, for tooth extraction, I don't know how much a tooth extraction costs, but I imagine it's probably pretty expensive. I know root canal is pretty expensive. So just for example, if they land 3 root canals every month, that's like $2,000 each one. All right, so that one only gets 10. I probably would avoid writing that one down. Maybe I still would, but maybe I would include that one inside of one of the other articles. Like maybe that would go under a cosmetic dentistry or something. So I'll still write it down, but I'm not going to make this like a main article on the site or anything like that. Okay, so that's one way to search, and that's how I'd approach it one way. The other way would be like this. Typing in your phrase and then hitting the space button and letting Google start suggesting other things. So, Milwaukee dentist that accepts Badger care. Milwaukee dentist jobs. And it's not always going to autofill. Sometimes you have to play with it with keywords everywhere. Sometimes it doesn't always show up. But the other thing that happens sometimes, if you scroll to the bottom, you can see down here, emergency dental care Milwaukee. These are other keywords that you maybe would have never thought of. So there's a good one. Emergency dental care Milwaukee, which gets 70 searches per month and $7.38 cost per click. Let's see if there's any other good ones. Let's type in dentist Milwaukee again, because that was under cosmetic dentist. So let's try dentist Milwaukee. Find a dentist Milwaukee, get 70. Now these longer ones are really good ones to go after if you're new at SEO, because they're going to be really easy to rank for. Like emergency dental care Milwaukee, find a dentist Milwaukee. There's a good chance, because those are so long, that those will be easy to rank for. So you might be better off, if you're newer at SEO, to go for 2 of these keywords versus 1 of these. One cosmetic dentistry keyword is 110 monthly searches, and it might be harder for you to rank for. Whereas going after these 2, now you're at 140, which is more monthly searches, and maybe you won't even have to do much to rank them. Maybe if you just follow the on-page stuff that we're going to be working with, that might be enough. So just some suggestions there. Dentist Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And that one gets 480 and 745. Now, you'll notice that Dentist Milwaukee and Dentist Milwaukee, Wisconsin are very similar. We could probably include those on the same article, because if we write an article about Dentist Milwaukee WI, Dentist Milwaukee is already included in it. So we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak, with that. So we've got some other keywords. Dentist reviews Milwaukee, top dentist in Milwaukee. So anyways, I think you get the point. This is kind of the process I go through. And if I get any keywords that are the same and I'm trying to debate between them, so like this one, they both had 70 monthly search volume, and I want to decide which one's more important, then I look at the cost per click, which one has a higher cost per click. And then I can kind of determine, okay, out of those 2 keywords, this one is probably a little bit more valuable because it's got a higher cost per click. Even though this one is 72, it's got a higher cost per click. So that's kind of my thought process as we go through and as we move forward. So go through and organize your spreadsheet and do some keyword research. Spend a lot of time on this part, because it's a lot like building a house. You spend a lot of time on the foundation, which is keyword research, and you'll spend a lot less time on everything else, and it's going to be a sound structure, and it's going to be a good SEO campaign for you that's going to really increase the business of whoever you're working with, which is going to make them want to keep paying you every month. All right, guys, so that wraps up the keyword research video.